How do you think technology reshapes the role of humans in the world?
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I have a daughter who just uh, started her freshman year in college, and in that spirit, understanding what the jobs will be in the future is sort of an interesting discussion to have, because frankly, as human beings, we tend to give ourselves a bit too much credit for what we're good at, and frankly, we're not very good at some things, right? So our ability, as a simple example, our ability to recognize and understand the physical world around us is a sliver of what is real, right? So I always like to think of the radio wave spectrum that many people have seen in their school days, where it's a tiny sliver of that. If you look at reality as the radio wave spectrum, what we see as human beings is a tiny sliver of that, right? So our ability to really understand the environment around us is not excellent, right? So when we start to look at autonomous drive vehicles as an example, should they be the ones driving instead of human beings? Well, there's certainly an argument to say yes, right? I don't see very well when it rains, right? I can't see in infrared. I don't have sonar capability, but the machines do. And frankly, they'll allow for a safer environment for us to live in. And I think one of the things that we struggle with as a race is that we're really migrating from our traditional role over the course of thousands of years of being human doers to now being human beings, right? We're sort of on path where 100% of our GDP is going to be created by 0% of our population. And we should think of that as a positive thing because it changes the nature of who we are, right? So we're not about moving equipment. We're not about moving water from the river to the town. We've found ways to apply technology and machines to do that for us. We're at the cusp of that happening now in several other ways, whether we call that robotics and artificial intelligence. But these are opportunities for us. Certainly they create new jobs, many of which we don't really understand. In the drone space, there's lots of people that are now flying drones, which frankly is really fun. And so there's been a lot of hobbyists that have done that, of course, and now people doing it for a living that really enjoy it. Sort of similar dynamic to those who wanted to fly fighter jets or to become pilots. So there's opportunities in that regard. There's also massive opportunities around creating new offerings, whether they be about protecting privacy or whether they be about putting the moral and ethical bounds around the use of this technology. This is where new jobs will be created. So there's a lot of fun opportunity for us to explore and not only think about the downside risk. We have to be thinking about the upside potential. For two reasons. One, it's part of the upward march of humanity, and secondly, it's going to happen, and it is happening. So if we can't embrace that and we only think about downside protections, we'll suboptimize the opportunity we have as a race to advantage from it.